Hi, and welcome to the Insight District. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up so that way other people can see it's great content. Also, subscribe to my channel so that way you can see other great videos like this in the future. Once you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so that way you can see when I release new videos. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the HIKEit X9 and also giving a little instructional video on how to install it. So what is the HIKEit X9? The HIKEit X9 is a throttle controller. You may have heard of these other products, the iDrive, there's a few others out there. And how it works is you plug it into your throttle. If you've got electric throttle, you plug it in between your throttle pedal and the cable. And what it does is adjust the points of reference where your throttle position is. So where you'd normally be sitting at 25%, it may show the throttle position at about 50% to the ECU. It just depends. There's a couple of different modes, but I'll go into that shortly. It also takes out the throttle lag. So car manufacturers, for some reason, put in throttle lag. It takes that away and makes the car a lot more responsive. It doesn't add power to your car, so it's not like a tune or anything like that. It just takes away throttle lag and changes the position. You'll see in the graph in the top right hand corner, you've got the dotted line that goes straight through. That's where your normal position would be for the throttle, and the other curves that you can see are from the different modes on the HIKEit X9 throttle controller. So the HIKEit X9 is also vehicle specific, so when you order it, you'll be ordering it for your custom vehicle and it's programmed for your vehicle. That way all the plugs and connectors, they aren't a universal adapter. They are specifically made for your throttle and your throttle wire. You can also order different faceplates, coloured faceplates for the interface unit, depending on your car colour. So they come in white as your standard colour. Also, they come in black, red and blue. The good thing about the HIKEit X9 is you can adjust the settings on it to whether you have an automatic or manual car, and it will adjust itself to accommodate whether you have an automatic transmission or a manual transmission. One thing that the X9 has is a anti-theft throttle lockout. So that way, if you're leaving your vehicle somewhere for a period of time, you can put in a PIN code on the interface, and what will happen is if someone tries to take your car and they don't put the PIN code in, it doesn't matter how hard they press the throttle, nothing's going to happen because it's not sending a signal to the ECU to give you any power, so it'll just idle and they won't be able to go anywhere. So that's one added bonus with this unit. The unit has a ambient light sensor as well, so if it's night time, the interface will not be as bright, so that way it doesn't blind you. In the day it brightens up so it's easier to see the screen. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward for that. Seems to be pretty good. If you cover your finger over the light sensor, it will go dark. If you let it go, it'll just go bright again. Light and dark is more obvious when you're in person, but this is a good example of what it does. One thing I noticed when I first plugged in the HIKEit is it takes away 99% of all throttle lag. I was really surprised at how responsive the throttle became. While I said it doesn't add any power to your car, it certainly feels like it. The car just launches straight the moment you put the accelerator down. Before, you'd wait a second or two for it to be responsive, but with the throttle controller, it just, takes that all away, which makes it much more enjoyable to drive. The HIKEit X9 is advertised with 36 settings across 4 different modes. It actually has, you could say, 6 different modes. which are economy mode or 4x4 mode, sports mode, cruise mode. You've got the Hikit mode, which is their launch it mode, I suppose you could say. It's also got an auto mode, so the car will learn what you're doing and adapt the throttle position to how you drive. And you can also turn the unit off altogether, so it's just like it's not even there at all. There's about 9 settings for each of the modes, or 8 or 9 settings, just depends. I've seen it go up to 9 on some of them. So yeah, you can customize each mode to suit what you need. So the price of the HIKEit X9 is retails for $229. They do small specials occasionally, so you should be able to get it for $200, $209. I purchased it at the Black Friday sales, and I got it for $170. So compared to, say, your iDrives that retail for $299, I think that I paid $170 for it, 170 Australian dollars. It was a bargain. So that was part of the driving factor for me to get the HIKEit X9. I'll now show you how to install it. It's a really straightforward install. I've already got it installed in the car, but I'll point out just where you need to disconnect things and where you connect them, and just how you secure the different items. So this install, you're going to be somewhat of a contortionist to get under the dash. I've already installed the Hikit unit, but I've somewhat put it back to its original state to show you what you need to do. So this is your throttle pedal. What you need to do is go up to the connector, push the red. Well, this is a Ford Ranger, so it's going to be very similar for every other vehicle. So what you want to do is disconnect the lead that goes to your throttle, your foot pedal. Then you want to plug in the control module into the foot pedal, clip that in. Then what you want to do is, with the lead that goes to the body, plug that into the control unit. It can only go in one way, so you can't stuff it up. You then can cable tie the control unit out of the way, so that way none of your cables are hanging loose and you won't snag anything. These two ends of the cable, this one comes from the control module and this one comes from the interface. So what I've done is, I've mounted my interface, I've run the cable down underneath the console, I connect the two together underneath the dash. Once again, these cables can only go in together one way, so you can't stuff it up. Then what you want to do is tuck it up behind the dash and cable tie it into place. As you can see, I'm driving at the moment. I'm going to explain the different modes, what I personally use them for, and what I think of them. I'll be using them as I'm driving, so that way I can give you an on-the-spot assessment of what I think of these different modes. So currently I'm in the Eco mode. I leave it at its highest setting, number 8. I find it's really good when you're just cruising along. You don't want that jerkiness. You can just, take off nicely. One thing I found it really handy for is when I'm going through drive-thrus and things like that are packed, especially in heavy traffic. It gives you a really smooth takeoff. It's just a really comfortable thing. When you're forward driving, if you need a bit more throttle control, so that way you're not getting lots of wheel spin, just really slow things down a bit, and it's pretty good. Like, I'm happy with it. I leave my car in eco mode. I haven't found that I save a huge amount of fuel from it, but I do it more for the convenience of not having jolting and just being a comfortable ride. I'm not in a rush to get anywhere a lot of the time, so yeah, I just leave it in eco mode. Before I go into the next mode, I just want to say that I also have a Facebook page called the Insight District. I also upload all my videos there and a few other bits and pieces that I don't put on YouTube. So go ahead, like the page. You'll see when I put new videos up. And yeah, just have fun on the page. Give me your input. The next mode I've got it in is cruise mode. So you may be able to hear the engine. You might be able to see things go past in the window. It's still quite a smooth ride. It doesn't ramp up too quickly, but you can definitely feel it taking off a lot more responsive. It's a comfortable ride. Once again, it's going to consume a bit more fuel because it's a bit more aggressive on the accelerator, but it's a pretty good mode, I suppose you could say. Just remember to give this video a thumbs up if you think the review's a good review. Also, subscribe to my channel so that way you can see more videos like this in the future. I'm still fairly new to YouTube, so I've got to have 100,000 more videos to come. Well, maybe not that many, but yeah, just make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see what other content I put out there. And make sure you hit the bell so that way you can see when new videos do come out that may interest you. So yeah, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the little bell so that way you can see when videos come out. The next mode I'm reviewing is the sports mode. So I've come to a stop. Now I'm just going to take off. I'm using the same throttle position for everything. And that's, once again, a bit more aggressive than what the cruise mode is. It certainly has a lot more up and go. I don't really use the sports mode. I don't have a need for it. But if I'm feeling like I want to have a little bit of fun, I occasionally throw it into sports mode, and just, you know, you can weave through traffic a little bit quicker with it. But the downside to it is obviously the more aggressive the accelerator, the less smooth the acceleration is, so you feel it a bit more jolty and things like that. But once again, not a bad mode. It's just, it's going to be what works for you. The next mode I've got is auto mode. So supposedly this mode learns how you drive and will adjust your throttle position when you put your foot down to how you drive. I found this mode to be quite aggressive. It's very similar to the sports mode in aggression with the throttle, but it's one of those things that it may work for you, it may not. I don't feel like it's learnt the way that I drive, but it could be because I don't use that mode much. Like I said, I use economy mode much. Not for the fuel saving, but just for the comfort of the ride. So, yeah, you know, you can make your own judgment on what you think the automatic is. Yeah, there's no 1 to 9 setting on the auto mode because it just adjusts how you drive. So, yeah, just enjoy it and go from there. The last major mode for the HIKEit X9 is the Hikit mode. So you can use this in two ways. All you have to do is, when you're driving, if you want to overtake someone, hit the Hikit button and it will go to the most aggressive version. I have it set at the moment, so it's just launching me a bit quicker. You might be able to see that through the outside the window, what's going past. I find that it works best when you're in whatever gear you're in. If you're in the low range of that gear, like the rev range. So if you're already about to change gears, like in the higher end, in your 5th or 6th gear, it doesn't have a huge effect. But when you're down in 1st, 2nd or 3rd gear, it really puts like a bit of aggression into the acceleration. I use it mainly when I'm taking off from lights. If I want to get around cars that are bothering me, I'll put it in the launch it mode, give it a much more aggressive profile for launching at the lights. I've had it where I get wheel spin in 2nd gear because it's that aggressive. Once again, doesn't add any extra power, just changes the way that the throttle opens and the amount of air and fuel mix you get to the engine, so that way, yeah, you just launch off. The good thing about this mode is you can be in any other type of mode, whether it be cruise, sport, eco, and you just hit the mode button and it puts you automatically into the Hikit mode. So yeah, if you need to quickly change modes, Hikit, and yeah, it'll get you going. One thing with it is it always resorts to the Hikit mode. So if you're in cruise mode and you want to go to the next mode in the sequence, it will automatically resort back to the Hikit mode, and then you've got to go through all the different modes to get to the next mode. So that's probably about the only downfall with it. But other than that, if you're not changing modes all the time, it shouldn't really matter. So like I said, I leave it in economy mode. If I'm going into Hikit from economy mode, it takes it straight to Hikit. Then if I want to go back to economy mode, I'm then going to go through automatic mode, and then it'll take me back into economy. But let's say you're in the sports mode, every time you go to the Hikit mode, you've got to jump through automatic, economy, cruise, and get back to sport. So it can take a little bit, but it's not too bad. So yeah, no, the Hikit mode definitely changes how you drive. It feels like you just getting thrown back into your seat. It's a weird feeling, considering it's not adding any extra power. It really messes with your head a bit, but it's good. It's definitely better than having no throttle controller there at all. You can really notice the change in the different profiles of the throttle when you're skipping through the different modes, because if you're accelerating slightly, when you go from, say, automatic to economy, you can just feel the car just drop acceleration very instantly. So the unit definitely has an effect on how the engine works, I suppose you could say. One thing that the HIKEit X9 promotes is fuel savings. I suppose for me, I haven't saved any fuel. If anything, I've probably used a bit more fuel, but it's changed only 100 or 200 millilitres per 100 kilometres, so it's not a huge difference at all. It's negligible. It doesn't really make a difference at all. But the amount of, I'm going to call it power, but it's not power, the amount of power you gain from this Hikit controller it definitely offsets the fuel that you consume extra. So yeah, does it save fuel? Probably not. If you drive the car the right way, it might save you fuel, especially in economy mode on highways. You won't be accelerating as aggressively to get like between speeds, but it will save you some fuel. My overall opinion about the HIKEit X9, is it worth it? For sure. For the price you pay compared to other throttle controllers, just its price point, it's a really good product. You know, I saw the iDrive for nearly $300, and I was able to get at the same time, I was able to get the HIKEit X9 for $170. That's almost half the price. And I have never used an iDrive, but I'm assuming that the base principles of the product are the same. So yeah, that's why the price was the main reason why I went with the HIKEit X9. The good things about it, throttle response. You know, whether you're in economy mode or the Hikit mode, your throttle responds like heaps better. So you put your foot down and away you go. You don't have to wait for it to kick in and, you know, hope for the best. The different amounts of modes depending on how you want to drive, that certainly is an added bonus. You know, depending on whether I want to overtake someone quickly or just cruise slowly. Yeah, it's got a mode to suit me, and I can even customize the modes inside the modes. So yeah, I can't say enough of that. The bad points, well, they're not really bad points as such. Just as I was saying before, just how you have to scroll through the different settings to get back to the setting that you want once you go into Hikit. That's really the only negative thing that I've seen. Other than that, I really recommend this product. You know, you won't save any money from fuel, but you will get a lot more enjoyment out of your daily drive. If you've got any questions about the HIKEit X9 that I can answer from my experience with using it, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll respond to it where I can. And yeah, I'll give you my opinion and what my thoughts are. If you like this video, hit the like button just below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button that's just here. That way you can see the future content. Once you've hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon down below. So that way when I release a new video, you'll get a notification to show that it's there. Thank you for watching.